Hello! For some time I haven't recorded any new videos about scam from girls from Ukraine, and today I will talk about another scam scheme which mostly girls that claim they live in Donetsk or Lugansk use quite often these days. But why do I say girls who claim they live in Donetsk or Lugansk regions? Because in fact they don't. I have talked about it a lot of times in my previous videos, but if you haven't watched those videos you should know that those girls live somewhere in Ukraine, well, on non-temporary occupied territory by Russia, or most probably they live somewhere in Europe and they just need money. And this scam again has to do with evacuation from those temporary occupied territories by Russia. But before we begin, please like this video and check if you are subscribed to my channel. If you are not, please subscribe. Idea of this evacuation scam is when a young beautiful Ukrainian girl says or claims that she lives somewhere in Donetsk, Lugansk, or even in villages around those cities, and that situation is very bad. She has no power, no water, no gas. Well, power is maybe 3-4 hours a day when she talks to you. Internet is cut off all the time, and that is why you cannot chat with her anytime you want, for example. And she tells you that you are her only savior, that only you can save her. And of course, she will do anything you want if you save her from those terrible situation and terrible condition in which she lives now. I talked about evacuation scams in my previous videos. Not so many men watch them, and I don't understand why, because I know that thousands and maybe tens of thousands of foreign men get scammed in such way. Well, in Ukraine we have a very wise saying. We say that wisdom usually comes with age, but sometimes only age comes. Anyway, fools must be scammed, and if you watch this video, I am sure that you are one of those wise men. So this time, girl will tell you that she wants to be evacuated, but the only way to be evacuated for her now is not to go from Ukraine straight into Europe, but she can do it only through Russia. So she has to go from Donetsk or Lugansk region to Moscow, and then from Moscow fly to Istanbul, and then to your country or to your city directly from there. And she will tell you many times that you are her only savior, that only you can save her. She will be telling it over and over again. And of course, if you can save her, then she will do absolutely anything for you. She will agree to live with you no matter what your age is, even if she is 25 and you are 75. Well, the older the man is and the younger she is, the easier it is to scam you. At the first stage, she will ask you from 500 to about 1000 US dollars or euros, and it is for her to go by car from Donetsk, Lugansk region or wherever she lives, by taxi straight to Moscow. And it is not a very short way from Donetsk or Lugansk, it is about 1200 kilometers to Moscow. And it's about like 750 miles. So she will most probably ask you for 1000 US dollars or euros. You should know that there are buses that go from Donetsk or Lugansk to Moscow every day, and the price of that bus is about $40 or $50. But of course she will not tell you anything about that, and of course she doesn't know anything about buses, and she will tell you that it is not true, there are no buses. And again, those girls will tell you many times that they live in terrible conditions in those areas of Donetsk, Lugansk regions. But in fact, many of those girls have never been to those regions. Never in their lives. At the second part of this scam, if you are really grateful, and if you send her $1000 or euros, she will ask you for another $1000 or euros for an airline ticket to fly from Moscow to Istanbul and then to fly to you, directly to your country and maybe even to your city. Of course, when an old man pictures all that a very young, beautiful Ukrainian girl will come to his city, will live in his house, will do everything in his household, will go buy groceries, will cook for him. He pictures all that and sends her another 1000 or even 2000 US dollars or euros for an airline ticket. If a man is a real jackpot sugar daddy, girl may ask him for maybe another $500 or $1,000 for an accommodation in Moscow, while she buys tickets and arranges everything. But usually it works only with real jackpot sugar daddies. And final stage, if the man has no brain at all and sends her 1,000 once, 1,000 or 1,500 twice for an airline ticket, if he sends her money for accommodation in Moscow, maybe another $1,000. The last stage is she claims that she is now in one of Moscow airports and that border control does not let her out of the country because she cannot show sufficient funds, that she has sufficient money to stay abroad. And usually it will be something like 6, 7 or 8 hours before the claimed flight, and you should send her like $1,000 or $2,000 or euros right now. She will get that money, she has still enough time before her flight. She will show that money to the border control, and of course, once she arrives to your country, well, once you meet her, she will give you that money back straight away. Of course, that girl will not even plan to go anywhere, to fly anywhere. If scammer is successful for the first time, if you send her like $1,000 for the taxi from her village, from her town, on a temporary occupied territory by Terror Russia, straight to Moscow, and if she is successful for the second time, if you send her money for an airline ticket, she may be successful for the third time to ask money for accommodation. But maybe third stage will be that she already came to Moscow airport and now she needs that money to show to the border control that she has sufficient funds to stay somewhere in Europe. As I talked in my previous video, girl lives somewhere in Europe and she just needs money. She needs your money. I had consultations with 3 men so far, and it seems it's a new scam to ask money to flee from Donetsk through Russia and then to Europe or to United States or to Canada. But 2 men didn't send any money to those girls who claim they live on those territories. 1 man sent 800 euros for the taxi to go from Lugansk region to Moscow. And then that girl asked for another 1,500 euros to fly from Moscow to Istanbul and then to him to Belgium. And it was too much, because that man checked that such ticket costs around 700 euros and the price was double. So he contacted me, I told him about this scam, and of course when he offered to buy that ticket, that girl just disappeared. So be very careful if you come across such situation. And better if girl claims that she is somewhere in Donetsk, Lugansk or on temporary occupied territories, not to engage in any conversations with such girls. They are just all scammers. 99.9%. They are scammers. Don't trust them, don't believe them. If you need my personal assistance, help or advice, please feel free to email me anytime at my email address, and I always glad to help those people who really need help. Please let me know in comments if any Ukrainian girl ever asked you about evacuation help, either from Ukraine or from temporary occupied territories by Terror Russia to your country, and what did she claim? That would be interesting to know. In the meantime, I wish you all good luck, success, happiness, joy, tranquility, and of course, stay healthy and wealthy.